I have figured it out. I have cracked the code. I have figured out the secret to unlocking the dormant superhuman abilities encoded within our so-called junk DNA, which we know is definitely not junk. But it comes with a catch, and it's not what you think. In order to unlock hidden godlike abilities within our DNA, it is going to cost you. What's it going to cost you? All you have to do is starve yourself for weeks on end, stop eating, stop drinking water, stop breathing for hours on end, stop all sexual activity. Oh, and one last thing. Sleep under a sheet of ice. Freeze yourself. That is the only way to free yourself. All joking aside, if you're familiar with Marvel comic action movies, there's a scene in Deadpool that underscores exactly what I'm trying to tell you here. In the movie, Francis, the villain, is torturing Wade from hours on end, and he's depriving him of oxygen, and he's freezing him, and that's eventually when Wade mutates and turns into Deadpool. Well, this isn't fiction. There is truth to this. There is an underlying truth to this, and that is the mechanics of evolution. And that is the secret of how we, humanity, step into our divinity and unlock what would appear to be superhuman abilities. Longevity, health, wellness, anti-aging, the list goes on and on. It's going to be like X-Men to a certain extent, in that all kinds of random stuff is going to come out, because the universe is a hologram and humans are fundamentally divine. Everything is divine. Everything is the one. Everything in nature evolves through several mechanisms. These mechanisms include genetic mutation, gene flow, natural selection, and gene drift. These mechanisms are called the forces of evolution, and they account for the variety observed in the world today. Everything in nature is evolving. Everything, that is, except for the human. At the pinnacle of the animal kingdom, the human organism appears to be de-evolving as it believes itself foolishly to be separate from nature. And this perceived separation is the cause of humanity's plight. But all is not lost. Look around you. The sickness, the obesity, the epidemics, the enslavement, it's tragic, but it's all coming to an end. So how do we respond? We take our evolution into our own hands. We disconnect from the madness of this matrix. We reconnect with nature, and we evolve. We unlock the godlike abilities encoded within us, within our heart. In this video, I'd like to break down a few tips for you that have helped me evolve into higher states of consciousness where I have access to abilities that would seem supernatural to most. And this is just a quick blog video I'm throwing together because I love you all. We're all in this together, and we have to step into the truth of who we are and create and create and create. So I'm going to throw you 3 main pointers, some pearls here for those of you that are ready for it. But first, I'd like for you to smash that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell notifications so you can get more content from me. I'm not doing this this isn't for money, but that we are all on this awakening journey together. I'd like to hear what you guys would like to see, what resonates with you. Here is the 3-part guide to evolving into higher states of consciousness. Part 1 is stepping in to the truth of who we are. This one is pretty straightforward, okay? You are consciousness. I am consciousness. This entire universe is consciousness. It's all pervaded by one thing. And when you fail to see this one thing, you are lost in the dream of duality, my friend. To get off the wheel of samsara, to awaken to the dreamlike nature of reality, we have to develop ourselves, and we have to recognize that we are all fractals of source consciousness, which pervades everything. Regardless of how much discipline you have or how evolved you believe yourself to be, If you lack self-knowledge, all is nigh. What is self-knowledge? Self-knowledge, as I had covered before, is the understanding that this is a dream. Everyone is a different aspect of me. Nothing exists outside of me, and that we are all one. Part 2 is abiding in the truth, abiding in unbroken truth, abiding in full knowledge, not just intellectual knowledge, but experiential knowledge of who we are. So when a lot of people awakening, or they're on this awakening journey, they have these epiphanies or they have these mystical experiences, and they realize what I just told you. Many mystics throughout the ages have realized this, and then off to the races. The knowledge comes and goes, weans and ways. The knowledge needs to become firm. You aren't this, this isn't real. It becomes internalized to such a degree that all our actions align with Dharma. We begin burning up, exhausting our karmas. We begin serving the One. You can actually develop yourself to hear the voice of the One. You can develop yourself to hear the voice of your higher self, your spirit guides. And so, abiding in this truth, it's no longer the pure seer, the ground of all being. It's a constant companion. So with that, I will say, when it is a constant companion, your desire for worldly enjoyments fall away, because you realize you are the source of enjoyment. It's enfolded within you. So it means deconstructing these matrix programs that were jammed into us from childhood, religion, education, indoctrination, all of it. Crap. Abide in unbroken truth of who we are. Part number 3. Discipline plus obedience equals flow. Train yourself with various forms of acute stress for your evolution. I mentioned some of these in the beginning. The ones that I do: cold exposure, breath work and breath retention, semen retention, intermittent fasting, weightlifting, meditation, above all, Kundalini yoga. This dormant life force that resides in your spine, at the base of your spine, needs to be elevated to connect you with the divine. All is nigh if you are not activating your Kundalini. And again, that ain't going to be for everybody, but for some of us, it is non-negotiable. We have awakened Kundalini. A lot of us have activated our third eye. A lot of us are seeing what's happening before it happens. Clairvoyance is fading in and out. It's trippy stuff, man. It's very trippy. You got to be prepared. Your mind has to be purified for this. And so discipline plus obedience equals flow. Protect your DNA at all costs. Whatever you're putting in your body, it starts with toxin and, I would just say, poison elimination. Food dyes, preservatives, chemicals, petroleum-based pharmaceuticals. That shit is destroying your DNA. The DNA is what's responsible. That's everything. Everything is in the DNA. Cellular health, circadian rhythms. These two we'll hit on. The DNA contains the blueprint for the whole. As above, so below. Protect your DNA at all costs. Evolve your DNA. I will offer more information on that. I don't want to delve into it too much here. But what I'll say is eliminate toxins. Everything I eat comes from the earth. No fluoride in my water. I don't use hygiene products with aluminum and all this shit they're trying to... That's what's going to force evolution, because some of us are already in higher states of consciousness. It ain't affecting us. It's killing off the weak. I mean, look around you. I already hit on it. Obesity, chronic disease. Man, it is a shit show here on Earth, man. The ghetto planet, okay, that is going through an awakening cycle, and there's no stopping what's coming. So finally, let me just wrap this up here, because I'm past the 10-minute mark and I got some obligations, some dharma to fulfill. But I would say returning to nature, getting out in nature, limiting social media, limiting additional programming, whole foods, organic foods, rest, plenty of sleep, plenty of meditation. Before bed every night, I chant Om 108 times, man. That's the least you can do, because that chanting Om, that's the Lord's name. That'll open you up, man, to higher states of consciousness, and And also, it'll open you up to the negative. You got to be prepared for this shit, man. If you ain't evolved, if you aren't evolved, this may not be your thing. But if you're evolved, if you're watching this video, if you're still with me, you're my friend, and you know what's coming because you've seen it. Clairvoyance. We are being protected. We are being warned. The powers that have enslaved the masses here are in for a rude awakening. I would not want to be them. I love them. I am them. But I understand you can't subvert natural law. They are going to reap what they sow. God is not mocked. Whatever man reapeth, that he will sow. You cannot subvert the law of karma. And the karma that waits some of these pedophiles and these Satanists. Oh, man. Finally, let me wrap this up. Training. Intensive training. Seeking higher guidance. Always seeking higher guidance from our higher selves. Purify yourself. Divorce yourself from all self-seeking motives. Becoming selfless. Every impulse, the entire cosmos is enfolded within us. So every impulse is either coming from the negative or the positive. I have to starve the negative. Excuse me, I did starve the positive for years when I was in active addiction, when I was negatively polarized. I was negatively polarized for 20 years on this planet. I should not be alive. I died multiple times. My creator said, nope, you got work to do. Kept shoving me back in the earth matrix. And that's when I realized there essentially is no death. We keep coming back till we get it right. And a lot of us, including me, including you, we're here to do some good work. So I have to starve those negative impulses. I honor that as an aspect of myself, as a part of the shadow, whatever you want to call it. But I have to stop acting on negative impulses and become selfless and act on selfless impulses that see all things as one and strives for unity consciousness and service to the all. So I'll wrap it up with that, man. I'll just say that, man, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm 44. I'm in the shape of my life. I always knew, man, here on Earth that things didn't add up. I always knew as a kid this wasn't my home. There are other planets where conditions are much, much more favorable, let me tell you. And that's a part of the fun. We dive back, we leave that state of bliss and perfection in order to be of service to others. We came here, we have a purpose. When we step into that purpose, fellow light workers, man, life aligns itself. All my needs are met. I've created abundance. I command a magical life. Only because it's not about me. It's about you. It's about each other. It's about serving one another. It's about living in love, peace, and unity, and evolving into these higher states to help others. Trust God, clean house, help others. Anyways, this was off the cuff, unscripted. I love you all. Thank you for letting me share. Oh, once again, don't forget, subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, comment on what you'd like to hear. I could talk about this stuff for hours. I love you all. Thanks again.